The top 10 consumers of sweetened drinks, and it shows.
It's often said that the numbers don't lie, and when approached on the streets, the sugar addicts own up.
Normally I'm addicted to cold drinks. I forgot to drink water. Normally I can't spend a day without drinking cold drinks.
And I'll take juice over cool drink anytime because it's less sugar.
So how much sugar is there in your favorite drink? 2 glasses of fizzy drinks contain between 13 and 17 teaspoons of sugar. For an energy drink, it's between 13 and 15 teaspoons. Healthy alternatives are no different. 2 glasses of fruit juice have between 12 and 16 teaspoons of sugar. The content of flavored vitamin and coconut water ranges between 4 and 8 teaspoons. And while sugar-loaded beverages may be a way of life for many, there is a price to pay for this indulgence. According to the 2016 South African Demographic and Health Survey, just over 13% of children from newborn to the age of 5 are overweight, while 67% of women are overweight or obese. Men fare better with only about a third overweight or obese. Studies show a link between an increase in sugary drink consumption and the rise in obesity among South Africans. The World Health Organization recommends that the overall sugar intake for adult males should not exceed 12 teaspoons a day, and for women, 6 teaspoons. Others call for a more radical approach.
The reality is that sugar is probably the single most important driver of obesity rates in South Africa. And it does that because sugar is present in something like 80% of the foods that we eat. And it's not a food substance, it's a drug. And people have to understand that when you take a drug, it encourages you to eat more. So what we have in South Africa is people who are eating frequently because they're addicted to the foods that they're eating. And they're not eating to hunger anymore, they're eating because it's kind of an addictive thing. So they're eating 4 or 5 times a day. And that means they're getting in too many calories and they're becoming obese. So your question is very simple. What is the required amount of sugar? The body has no requirement for sugar.
Many say following a healthy lifestyle is expensive, but authorities have a simple message: reach for a glass of water. Advice taken to heart by Tsiamo Molokan. Spurred into action by her father's diabetes diagnosis, she shed 28 kilograms.
When my dad got diagnosed with diabetes and he started shooting up with insulin, I was like, actually, maybe I need to start, waking up and following a healthier journey, and that's what propelled me.
And how did you start?
I first started with running. Before I started with Body Bad Beef, I ran every day around the field about 5 to 10 times, and then I shed most of the weight.
Fellow student Jessica Alphonse is also reaping the rewards of a low sugar diet and exercise. She's dropped from a size 42 to a 34.
I was more into getting cool drinks, twists and all that sort of stuff. I was not really the water, no. Yeah.
And now?
Now I don't drink cold drink at all. The only thing I do have is smoothies, which are natural, and other than that, tea, coffee, smoothies and water. That's it.
Jessica and Siama are among those that have heeded the call to follow a healthier lifestyle. But thousands continue to be diagnosed with obesity. Expanding waistlines increase the risk of heart disease, strokes and diabetes. The cost both at a personal level and for the public healthcare sector.
In 2017, the healthcare costs, direct healthcare costs of diabetes are around 3.6 billion rand for the country per year. And that's just the diagnosed cases, as I mentioned. So if we look at diagnosed and undiagnosed, that would be costing around 9 billion rand per year.
In an effort to curb the trend, beverage manufacturers have introduced sugar-free alternatives. But many simply can't part with their favorite drinks. Authorities are hopeful that the proposed sugar tax will help convert sugar devotees. Mahla Kokomane, SABC News, Johannesburg.